Hi, Clint Coons here with Anderson Business Advisors, and in this video, we're going to discuss my zero-loss real estate asset protection strategy. All right, let's get started. So here's the thing, when it comes to investing in real estate, everybody's all over the board when we discuss setting up limited liability companies and putting real estate into them. Some people will tell you, hey, if you're going to go set up a limited liability company, why don't you put 4 properties into it, right? Just like this. You got 4 properties inside of one LLC. And if you watch those other videos that I produced, you know my take on this, right? Because if anything goes wrong with any one of those properties, what's at risk? Well, of course, it's going to be the entire limited liability company. You stand to lose it all. Because one property can put the entire company at risk. And so all of that equity you've built up in your property, more importantly, all of the cash flow. Remember, when it comes to investing in real estate, people oftentimes get hung up on equity. Think about it from the cash flow perspective. To me, if I have 4 properties generating $500 a month positive income, and I have all 4 properties in one limited liability company, I am risking $2,000 a month income, $24,000 a year. To me, that's a lot of money, and I want to make sure I'm protecting it. So what do we often recommend? I like to set up structures where you have one LLC set up per property. Now, this definitely does give you more protection, right? Because in this scenario, if you have one LLC per property, like we have here, then if one property comes under attack, then the most you stand to lose is that one property. But hey, every time I teach an event, my one-day live stream events that we do on Saturdays, and I ask people, how many properties do you want to lose in the event of a lawsuit? It used to be people would put, 5, I don't want to risk more than 5. A lot of people would put 1, and then I started seeing zeros listed everywhere. And they're like, wow, that's great. I never thought of it that way, but you're right. Why lose anything? Why talk about it in terms of the most you stand to lose is one property? How about we talk about it in terms of, let's set up a structure where we don't possibly lose any properties because we make the asset appear as if it's not worth going after. And think on this. So if you're an attorney and you're coming after a structure, let's say it's this limited liability company, and I have a client, and I notice that this property here has $90,000 in equity in that property. And you can figure that out online, right? Because you're suing the limited liability company, jump online, pull up the property, and you can figure out $90K in equity. Okay, so if I'm asking for damages of $650,000 and your policy limits are $500K on this property, there's a $150,000 difference there. Now, do I have an incentive to settle, right? And just say, I'll take your policy limits and I'll walk away. Why should I? Because at the end of the day, I know there's another $90,000 available for my client. And if I collect a third of that, that's an extra $33,000 that I could potentially get. So, what am I going to do there? Well, in this situation, we want to make that equity disappear. So you could do this. You could go to a lender and say, hey, can you give me an equity line of credit against my rental property? I need to make that $90,000 disappear. And by the way, it'd be nice to have $90K available if I want to make another investment. Try it. You may not be able to get it. And that's what a lot of people face when it comes to investing. So what do we want to do then? Well, my zero loss strategy is about making that equity disappear. And it's real simple if you do it the right way. So one of the things you want to create then is a Wyoming LLC over here, a Wyoming LLC. And I use Wyoming, but it could be Delaware, it could be another state. The key in this strategy is that you don't want to be associated with that entity. That is, I don't want someone to jump online, look up the LLC and say, oh, wow, Clint, yeah, he's the manager, he's the member. And Clint's also down here in this LLC now because I'm suing it, and he has the attorney, he's representing it. So I see that there's a related party transaction here is what I'm getting at. I don't want anyone to know that. So instead, what I'm looking to do is take this anonymous LLC that you can't trace back to anyone and have this anonymous LLC enter into a line of credit agreement between this LLC and this LLC right here. So what is a line of credit? It's a HELOC, but it's for residential real estate that's investment real estate. So you create this line of credit. Simple. We have these forms available. You create a line of credit agreement between your two LLCs. Now, how much is that line of credit going to be for? Well, you got $90,000 in equity, so I know it should at least cover $90,000. Why don't we go a little higher? Because we expect appreciation in the property over the next couple of years. So I would peg it maybe at $140K. So we put a $140,000 line of credit there. We sign a promissory note that this company agrees to borrow from this company $140,000. This one agrees to lend to this company $140K. And in exchange for that loan, it wants equity in this property. So it wants to have security, a deed of trust. So we file a second, I assume you have a first on here, deed of trust on that property. Maybe you don't. So then it's a first deed of trust. But the point is that we're going to then have this entity here encumber that property on title. So if you look on title, it would appear now that, let's assume I had a first down here with Wells, all right, for $135,000. And then I have this second with this Wyoming LLC for $140K. So my total debt on this property is $275,000. So that discourages creditors. It tells them, hey, why deal with this property? There's no equity there. Attorney, take your policy limits. Go away. Don't go after the property, because if you want to spend a lot of time, go to court, go after the property, what title tells you is the property is underwater. And that's what I want to convey. Okay, so now, hold on a minute. Well, all you naysayers out there that are watching this right now, because I know I'm going to get a few comments, are going to say, well, Clint, that's fraudulent. You can't do that because my LLC doesn't have $140,000 in it, right? It needs to have $140 to enter into this agreement. And especially if you want to follow the zero loss strategy on all the other properties, and you put a $95,000 one here, and maybe you do a $250,000 to this free and clear property. Where's all that money going to come from? Nowhere. Why do you need to have the money? Who are you committing fraud on? Okay, think about this for a minute. Whose entity is this? It's yours. Whose entity is this? It's yours. So if you're committing fraud on who? Yourself. Now, come on now. We know that's not going anywhere. That dog does not hunt. We are not going to use that strategy to sue ourselves. I mean, if you want to do that, call us up at Anderson. We'll be happy to defend you on both sides. We can legitimately double bill you then. So just sign a conflict waiver. Anyways, the point is that you don't need to have the money there. Does this hold up if they actually go against the property? No, it doesn't, because you never borrowed the money. You never loaned the money. The whole purpose of this strategy is to make the equity disappear out of your property, to discourage someone from seeing some low-hanging fruit and saying, hey, there you go, I'm going to go after that. It's called my zero loss strategy. Another way to refer to this is a friendly lien. Once you get this set up, you just go to your title company, tell them you need it filed against the property, and then it gets recorded from there. Last point I want to make. When you're ready to refi the property, do something different with it. Because you're in control of both of these transactions, you can release it like that, and away you go. There you go, guys. That's the zero loss strategy. It works awesome. I've done it for several clients over the years, and it's made their equity disappear. And I think it's worked because it's discouraged lawsuits and people don't go after their properties. Okay, hey, if you like this video, make sure you hit it down at the bottom. Any comments, leave them for me. I'd love to get back and answer those questions for you. Take care.